Hi, crafties, and welcome to Weekend Crafting Adventures. I'm Kim, and in this Cricut crafting adventure, I am making some cold weather beanies with heat transfer vinyl. So this is a really fun, quick beginner project if you're looking for a place to start. Maybe you have just gotten a Cricut and you're looking for something quick and easy and fun to try. This project is definitely that. I am taking some of my heat transfer vinyl scraps that have piled up over time, and I'm going to be making them into fun little designs to put on the front of some cold weather beanies. In Colorado right now, it is cold, and we actually just went through a really crazy cold snap with wind chills and feels of negative 30 and 40 degrees. So that was a little bit crazy. But this project is all about using my Cricut Maker to cut out some heat transfer vinyl that I am then going to add to a 100% acrylic beanie, little hat that you would wear in the winter when it's really cold out. And the inspiration behind this project is that I am going to be skiing and playing up in the cold weather in the mountains this winter. And I thought it would be really fun to create some of my own cold weather beanies. And so that is the inspiration behind this Cricut crafting project. I will definitely have a list of all the materials that I used for this project on my blog post, but I do want to highlight a couple of important materials that I used. The beanies, the hats. I got a 4-pack of 100% acrylic hats on Amazon. I think 4 hats cost me about $13, and I got a variety pack of colors. I actually got 2 packs because I wanted to make a couple of hats as gifts. So I got black, white, gray, and pink. So those were the colors that I decided I wanted to use in this project for the hat. A couple of other things that were really important in this project were, of course, heat transfer vinyl. So scraps of heat transfer vinyl. And the reason I'm saying scraps, of course, you can use whatever heat transfer vinyl you have. But this project is really only going to take about a 2x2 inch piece of heat transfer vinyl to put onto that little front that's folded up on these cute hats. So if you have some vinyl lying around, this is a great project to use it in. I also used my Teflon sheet for pressing onto the acrylic hats with my heat press. I did use a heat press, and of course my Cricut Maker machine to help me cut out some cute, fun designs to put on the front of those beanie hats. I chose 2 different designs that I had my Cricut Design Space create. And the first one was just a really simple heart. I love the idea of just having this cold weather beanie and a fun little heart right on the front of that beanie. So that is the design I chose for one of them. And with that design, I thought it would be really fun to use some plaid heat transfer vinyl. So that is one of the things I did. And then the other design that I chose was kind of like a Bigfoot design. So for making those cold weather hats for my husband and my stepdad, I decided I wanted to have a Bigfoot in the mountains, kind of a fun little cold weather design and a little bit representative of the mountains of Colorado. So those are just the two simple designs that I chose, and this was really easy. I used the heart shape in Cricut Design Space, and I made that shape a little under 2 by 2 inches. And then for the Bigfoot, that design I did two different ways. One was a bit of a circle design, again, keeping it real small within that 2-inch by 2-inch dimension. And the other one was more of kind of a rectangular shape. So that one I could make a little bit longer. That one was more about 1.5 inches tall by about, I want to say, maybe 3 inches long. And that's because just the way that design looks and was in my Cricut Design Space, I felt like it would look really good across the front of that cold weather beanie. So in doing this project, I wanted to find out a little bit more about putting vinyl on 100% acrylic hats. Usually when I am putting heat transfer vinyl on my projects, they're either cotton or cotton poly. Some of the hats I put vinyl on maybe have some acrylic in them, but this material definitely was different in that it was 100% acrylic. So to the internet, I went to explore anybody out there that had already done this so I could get some good information. And I came across a YouTube tutorial that I will share on the blog post. And so this really cool tip for this project that I found by watching a YouTube video tutorial by Shirt Mile. And again, I'll put that link into the blog post. But it's so cool. So to put your heat transfer vinyl on this cold weather beanie, you reach into the hat, you turn the hat inside out, and then you line up the edge of that hat, and then you apply the heat transfer vinyl actually upside down. And when you do that, when you flip the hat back around, it is perfect. So of course I needed to measure to make sure that my design would fit on that little folded up part of the cold weather beanie and that it was centered. So those things were pretty important in this project. But using that tip of turning the hat inside out and then placing the heat transfer vinyl on the hat, it was awesome and it worked really well. So getting the heat transfer vinyl onto the hats, I was wondering if the hat would be getting too hot or if there would be any issues using my mini press with this project. And no, there was not. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, this was a super fast, fun Cricut project that you can do with your scrap vinyl. I made 3 or 4 hats within, I would say, 45 minutes. And I love how they turned out. They are super cute, super fun. Definitely looking forward to giving them to friends and family, but also wearing them up in the mountains when I'm skiing. So my crafting keepers. For this episode, the first crafting keeper is going to be that awesome tip of turning the acrylic cold weather hat inside out to add the heat transfer vinyl. After making these fun little functional cold weather hats, I think I will definitely be making a lot more. So knowing that tip of turning the hat inside out, that will be staying in my crafting corner. The other crafting keeper for this episode is going to be my Teflon sheet that I use. I put that over my vinyl design while I am attaching that heat transfer vinyl with my easy press, my mini easy press onto the hat. The Teflon sheet just has been something that I use in tons of projects. So having that available and using it really with all of my projects that I am doing, attaching heat transfer vinyl to things, it just comes in handy, and you can use it over and over again. So it's reusable and it works awesome. That brings me to my Satiscrafttion rating for this project. I'm going to give this one a 4.5. This project is not complicated at all. It is quick. It is fun. It creates a really fun and functional item to have or to give as a gift. You can put lots of different designs on the front of the hats, whether it's a saying or a word or a fun little design. And because of those reasons, I'm going to give it that 4.5. So I hope that whether you've just gotten a Cricut machine and you're looking for a fun first project, or you're kind of looking to do something different and try putting some vinyl on this cold weather beanie, I hope this inspires you to give it a try. It was fun and fast, and I can't wait to wear the beanies and to gift them. Until our next adventure, take care.
That's all for this episode of Weekend Crafting Adventures. Now go get that Cricut machine off the shelf and get crafty. For more information on this crafting project, interesting tips, tricks, and techniques, visit WCApodcast.com. Until next time, when we embark on another adventure.